Okay, welcome back to the Blackburn View, and we have two sets of miserable fans on this week's episode. We have Harry, who's our resident Blackburn expert, and we are delighted to be joined as a guest on the Blackburn View this week by Mark, who is an equally miserable Huddersfield fan. So this is going to be a joyous 10 minutes of football chat. Good evening, Harry. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. I just wanted to do a quick shout out to the sign. If there's any viewers or any listeners or Preston fans that can't read, it says "Dear Billionaires, by Blackburn Rovers, love from Harry." I mean, it's not much, but it's honest work. So I get that
um,
in.
yeah. I don't know where to start. Since we last spoke to you, it was before Christmas, and uh, I mean, you can talk us through it. You're bottom of the form league. You've lost five of the last six. You're only picking up a point against Rotherham. You've lost 3-0 against your opponents this weekend. The attendance is down. The fans aren't happy. You've got injuries galore, and the fans are turned on the manager. Where do we start?
Well, it looks like it feels like the wheels are falling off a little bit. The problem is, I'd think, is in order to be a team that want to survive in the championship and do well, you've got to be difficult to beat. That's the first thing you've got to be, and we're just not that at the minute. I think Saturday was the ninth time this season we've conceded 3 goals or more in a game, and that's just ridiculous. You can't give away easy goals. I don't know if you've seen any of the goals against West Brom, but the
Saw
first
them.
one is a
Yeah,
throw in that bounces in our own 6 yard box. I mean, come on. I mean, it's not like we've got bad defenders. Our defense is quite solid, but I think that we've conceded the most goals in the league now. Um, Not much coming from the other end unless it's scored by Sammy Smolix, who obviously was out and is
yeah,
a bit of potentially a doubt for Saturday. Yeah, in a difficult place.
yeah. 4-0 against Southampton, 3-0 against Huddersfield, 3-2 against Hull, 2-2 Rotherham, 4-1 against West Brom. Yes or no? Has the manager lost the dressing room?
Well, there has been reports that that's the case. A lot of debacle about the Lewis Travis transfer. Apparently, he wanted out. Thomason wasn't really giving him the time of day. Got rid of him, and apparently that's upset the dressing room. How credible those rumours are, I'm not sure. I still think he's the man. I think people have got short memories in football. You got to think less than a year ago he was taking us a goal difference separated us from playoffs, and I think we've invested 2 years into a project. If we go and sack him now, I don't know who we get in. Um, I don't think it takes anywhere any further forward. The issues are off the pitch as much as they are on the pitch. So a new manager comes in, I don't think he'll have anything to spend. So I don't. I think we stick with the man, give him to at least the end of the season.
And I know fans practically thinking, because I think apart from Huddersfield, maybe Blackburn have got the longest injury list, and well, certainly long term and short term injuries. Haven't you not been blessed with the good luck this year, have you?
No, not at all. But I mean, there's not many positives to take from recent times. But uh, Gallagher and Rankin Costello came back in for the game at the weekend, getting some more players back slowly and surely. I think you've got to give him time. You've got to think we've been playing a lot of kids for a big chunk of the season, and December and January is always known as sort of the busy period. You've got a lot of game coming in thick and fast. And when you've got a thin squad and a lot of kids that aren't used to playing that regularly, it's going to take their toll on the team. So yeah, I think we give him time. Players are coming back. Dolan and Ryan Hedges back soon, I believe. So hopefully they come back and we pick up the form a little bit.
You know your owners better than I do. You know how trigger happy they will be if Huddersfield rock up this weekend and come away with another 3-0 win. Um, does he survive?
Yeah, I think he does. I think he comfortably survives. I think he's got a lot more time than people give him credit for. I think it would be stupid to do otherwise. Um, Again, I think it doesn't put us in a better position to get rid of him. Um, and I don't see anyone else who's available who we could attract to do a better job. The only way I'd say get rid of him is if he's had his head turned, he doesn't want to be there anymore, he's lost the dressing room, and so it's okay, let him go. But I don't believe that's happened. I think the players still back him. The majority of the fans still back him, I think. It's the loud minority on social media who don't really know what they're talking about a lot of the time. I think we've got to be a bit of patient. Uh, these runs happen. Hopefully we get over it.
Yeah. We've spoken to we on this channel. We speak to all the fans of all the 24 clubs, and we've mentioned to you before, Harry, that opposition fans have talked glowingly about Blackburn earlier on in the season. That actually, even the games you've lost, if you remember that game at Plymouth, you played some fantastic football, and actually you've been really joyful to watch at times. So it does seem alarming and incredible to say that you're in this position. I mean, no risk of relegation yet, but if Sheffield Wednesday and Birmingham and Swansea and our friend and Huddersfield here all start picking up, then potentially you are in trouble, aren't you?
Yeah, and I mean that's still been the case in a lot of games. We played Hull just after Christmas, and their manager said that we're one of the best teams they've played against. We still play good football. We just don't get results. I don't want to sound too much like a film critic, but sometimes we maybe style over substance. We're playing good football, but I'm going towards their goal. We do all right. We play good football. We create decent chances, but I don't know what it is. The whole game is a real example, and West Brom was at the weekend. Really sloppy goals, really poor defending, and I don't know what that's down to. Because really good centre half. So I think Dominic Heim, Hayden Carter, really good. I like the fullbacks as well. The only thing I can think is maybe they're just not confident in their goalkeeper. Wallstead, I quite like Wallstead. I think he's a decent shot stopper, but he makes far too many mistakes. He
Yeah.
really does. I think he's made 4 or 5 in the last month and a half, or maybe. And if I know I used to play centre half. If you've got a goalkeeper behind you, you can't trust. That makes it harder for your centre halves.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's bring in Mark and get his view. Mark, you were there at the John Smithson Boxing Day. You saw Blackburn rock up. What was your view of them as a team?
We should have had 6 or 7. No word of a doubt. We missed so many more opportunities than we actually scored. I think they had a decent one, but Smodic, I think I've seen today that his manager saying he's hopefully will be back at weekend, but that's good because he just sat in Hellick's pocket all afternoon. So I think Blackburn, other than Plymouth at weekend, who were really poor, I can't believe we didn't beat, Blackburn would. I don't know what they had. I don't know what they had going on. Obviously there's something going on because it were almost like, right, let's just get game over with from a Blackburn point of view. Let's get there, let's get it done, and let's get on. I don't know if this young man went across to watch it, but yeah, we should have won by at least another 3 or 4 goals easily. But we just started getting to making silly mistakes at back. And kind of like what Town were doing early in the season, you're conceding silly goals. And it's not because you're a rubbish defender, it's just everything's just weren't going right. So, but no exaggeration, we should have had 6 or 7 that day.
So going to Ewood then this weekend, the only game in 6 that you've won, which is that game against Blackburn. The rest have been draws and losses. So both teams neither in great form. Mark, what's your kind of prediction for this one, given that you've got injuries galore yourself?
You've got to win it, but I'd take a draw because we've just opened a little gap between us and Sheffield Wednesday. But an away point's always good in football, So if you don't win, make sure you don't lose. So I think we'll get a draw across there. But we are starting to get better players back. We have got a striker who came on against Man City, did all right, picked up an injury in training. So if he's playing, it might make difference for us. But I'd take a point away from home anytime, really.
Okay.
Considering how Blackburn have been.
Harry, it's a must-win for you.
Yeah, well, I was there for the 3-0 on Boxing Day, and that was by far probably the worst away day I've ever been to. Not only were we crap, I was violently hungover, and I was stuck in Huddersfield. I thought in that game we played some decent football for the first 20 minutes. So I thought we knocked it about nicely in the midfield, and then just completely fell off a cliff. He's right, Smodic's. That's probably his worst game he's had all season. The players that we sort of rely on went missing in that game, and Huddersfield were deserved of the win in that game. But we need to win this game. I think the form's got to turn around at some point. There's a good opportunity being at home, playing a team a bit further down there in the table. It's got to be a win. I don't think we can accept anything else.
Let's get some score predictions from you both then. Harry, you're at home. You go first.
Well, I don't really have good track record with any of my score predictions.
You don't know.
It could go either way. I honestly have no idea. In the bleak times, I'm going to try and be somewhat optimistic. We'll concede goals, but we'll win. We'll win two. I'm going to say 2-1. We'll win 2-1.
Mark?
I think it's one of them. If we score first, I think we're going to win. If they score first, we'll come back to draw. If we score first, they will turn on Blackburn players. Attendances are down. They don't like the Venkies anyway. So I'm going for a draw, but I think if we score first, we're going to win it.
Finally on that then, Harry, where is the venom from the terraces being pointed at the moment? It's the owner. Are we about to see those yellow Steve Keane shirts back that we saw in the Premier League? Or
yeah, well, there's anger at the owners. There's always been anger at the owners. I think something came out last night that we got a letter from HMRC. It's not going well, money troubles, but they're our owners. No one's going to buy us. I don't think this sign's going to do too much help. But yeah, the blame is on that. They to give them a bit of credit, they've been keeping the club afloat. Without them, if they weren't here investing, because they're still investing a little bit, keeping us going, and without them, we wouldn't be there. But we're crying out to be saved by someone, although I feel like it's unlikely.
So, JGT in?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Right. Cheers, fellas. Good luck. Enjoy the game. We'll catch you both next week. One of you hopefully will be smiling at least anyway.
Right.
Oh, it'll be us.
Right. Cheers, Harry. Cheers, Mark.